what's going on, guys? It's J-Mass, and this is episode 2 of my brand new series where I'll be visiting and exploring every single Trustees of Reservations property here in Massachusetts. Now, I already did episode 1 of this series over a week ago. In fact, that video did really well. It genuinely blew up on my channel, so thank you all for watching that. And if you haven't seen episode 1 of this series yet, definitely go check that one out first. But today, this is episode 2 of this series, and we're going to be visiting a brand new Trustees of Reservations property, that being Stavros Reservation, here in the beautiful town of Essex, Massachusetts. So why don't we just get started and get right into it? Let's explore Stavros Reservation and see what this beautiful property has in store. As soon as you exit Route 133 and turn down the quiet residential island road, you'll see a small gravel pull-in parking lot directly next to a grassy field. The iconic light blue Trustees of Reservations sign can be seen in the distance by the trailhead, welcoming you to Stavros Reservation. Located entirely within the coastal town of Essex, Massachusetts, Stavros Reservation is a small yet peaceful Trustees property, offering some truly scenic vistas of the nearby salt marshes. This property's name comes from the local Stavros family, who also own the Cape Ann golf course next door. Officially, the reservation's name is the James N. and Mary F. Stavros Reservation, with Mary F. Stavros herself donating the land to the trustees in 1982. More land was purchased in 1986, and today, Stavros Reservation consists of 74 acres of preserved land, with 50 acres of the land being salt marshes within the Essex River Estuary. Of course, the history of the property dates back further. The centerpiece of Stavros Reservation is a hilly coastal drumlin, and its highest point is known as White's Hill. At the very top of White's Hill sits an old stone tower, dating back to the 19th century. However, the exact history of this tower is debated, and there are two different theories on how it came to be. The first theory is that the tower was once a powder house, a structure used to store gunpowder and ammunition. One town historian, Robert Crowell, wrote about the powder house in 1868, claiming that it was built several decades earlier in 1820. Another historian, Leslie Harris, wrote about the powder house in 1969, claiming it was built in 1812. However, both assert that it was used by local militia to store ammunition and to spot enemy fleets from afar. The second theory, which is supported by the Trustees of Reservations themselves, claims that the tower was built in the 1880s by Boston businessman Lamont G. Burnham. It is believed that the tower was a pump house, which supplied water to his surrounding farm. However, it is also believed that Burnham used it as a lookout tower. Standing at 3 levels, a lookout guard would stand watch atop the tower, searching for ships in the distance. If a ship was spotted that belonged to Burnham, he would race to nearby Newburyport on horseback to conduct business and price the cargo. While we may not know the exact history of this tower anytime soon, it still stands as the reservation's most iconic landmark and a welcomed addition to White's Hill. The views atop White's Hill are stunning. As you look out towards the tree line, you'll be able to catch glimpses of the vast salt marshes throughout the Essex River Estuary and out towards the glistening Atlantic Ocean. Several large rocks and boulders can be found scattered across the hill, beckoning you to sit down and enjoy the beautiful scenery, soaking in the salty, breezy air. One of these boulders serves as a memorial to James Stavros, dedicated to him by his wife, Mary, in 1986. It is also meant for, quote, the enjoyment of all who find renewal of spirit in nature, which is fitting considering the natural beauty of the property. Much of White's Hill consists of a clear-cut field, perfect for a picnic or running around and playing. If you're looking for a shady place to relax, a few trees dot the field, along with the base of the old stone tower itself. Sadly, the tower is often locked shut, and there's typically no way to get inside. I even tried to open the door myself, to no avail. I do know that the trustees occasionally open it once in a while. Another standout feature of Stavros Reservation is its brief loop trail, only measuring a total of 0.4 miles in length and making for a quick and refreshing hike. Of course, the views along the trail are incredible. As you embark on this steady and simple hike, you'll encounter a variety of lush plant life. I noticed many red wildberries during my hike up and down the hillside, congregating along the trail. Since it was the height of summer while I was visiting, it was clear that peak berry season was in effect. A wide range of trees, bushes, ferns, vines, and other foliage can be seen, establishing a vibrant sea of green before you as you hike. The trail itself was pretty standard, with a very slight incline, but an all-around quick and easy hike. The trail primarily consisted of dirt and grass, but there was one section of trail I really liked. It was a small wooden boardwalk passing through a canopy of dense overgrowth, making for a really unique walking experience as the tree branches loom above your head. It felt like I was enveloped in a small enchanted forest, surrounded by vibrant foliage. Of course, the salt marshes make up most of the reservation's land area, stretching out wide beyond the drumlin, out north towards the coast. Salt marshes are coastal wetlands affected by tides, serving as some of the most ecologically diverse regions here in New England. At these salt marshes, you'll find numerous species of shorebirds and waterfowl frolicking about. Seagulls, ducks, sandpipers, egrets, and ibises are just a few of the types of birds you'll see flying across the vast wetlands. Within the marshy waters themselves, various small fish, clams, and crustaceans can be found. Unfortunately, there is no way to directly access these salt marshes via public trails within the reservation. The only way you can safely view them is from the scenic vista atop White's Hill, or by driving down Island Road, although this is technically off the trustees' property. The primary intent is to preserve the delicate ecology of these salt marshes. Overall, Stavros Reservation is a beautiful property blending marshy coast with hilly woodlands. Admittedly, it is a small property. The hiking loop is only 0.4 miles total, and you are mostly restricted to the hill itself, as the salt marshes are inaccessible to pedestrians. The parking area is also very limited, functioning as a narrow pull-in street parking directly along Island Road. At most, 3 cars can comfortably fit in this lot. Still, this is one of the more overlooked Trustees of Reservations properties on the North Shore of Massachusetts, especially when compared to other nearby juggernauts like the Crane Wildlife Refuge. Definitely visit Stavros Reservation if you ever find yourself driving through Essex, whether you're looking for a short hike, a fun place to walk your dog, or a picnic spot with some beautiful views. Hey, thank you guys for joining me. I've been J-Mass as always, and this has been episode 2 of my new series where I'll be visiting and exploring every single Trustees of Reservations property here in Massachusetts. And today, for episode 2, we visited and explored Stavros Reservation here in the town of Essex, Massachusetts. And while it's a bit small, Stavros Reservation is a truly beautiful property with a lot to see, from the overlook at White's Hill, to the historic old stone tower, to the salt marshes that surround the property, to the scenic hiking loop that you can take. And I truly appreciated walking around it, seeing what Stavros Reservation has to offer, and I hope you all did as well. And thank you so much for joining me. I had a blast filming episode 2, and I can't wait to get started with episode 3. And if you want to see episode 3 and the rest of my Trustees of Reservation series, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be doing that and a lot more. Of course, I do want to give a shout out to all my channel members as well. You guys are awesome, and I'd love it if you too, viewer of this video, would consider becoming a channel member as well. You'd be supporting me and the channel directly, and I truly appreciate it. Or you can follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial. But I've been J-Mass as always, Stavros Reservation, Essex, Massachusetts, Trustees of Reservations, and I'll catch you guys soon on episode 3. See ya!